with the amount of space that we have in Villa La Favorita and the privileged location being oceanfront and perched 250 feet above the ocean, you can't replace this.
But when you have a house like this, what you need to take care of is to provide intimate places with beautiful views, and then nobody wants to go.
Yeah, they want to stay, right?
They want to stay, and that's exactly when people come with friends.
Right.
They don't have these kind of houses where this happens.
Yeah.
And that's exactly in Cabo. We need to use the weather to make it all pleasant, integrated with the area, and then everybody with sun area, and they just meet in the main level, and that's perfect.
Welcome to the Nick Fong Podcast. As the broker and owner of Ronival Real Estate, Nick has spent nearly 20 years in Baja California, sir. And in this podcast, he'll be talking everything Baja, from food and culture to real estate and property management. And now, here's your host, Nick Fong.
All right, welcome back to the podcast. And today we're on location at Villa La Favorita, located in the Pedregal oceanfront. And our guest today is Alex Tapia.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
I wanted you on the podcast because you were an integral part of this whole remodel that we're launching today.
Yes.
And the House of Villa La Favorita, tell everyone how long ago was the house originally built?
Originally, we built this house in 1991.
Oh my gosh.
And it was a very personalized, customized house in the style of Mediterranean with many details of the Spanish architecture.
Mm-hmm.
So as you could see, as you come in, you have a long entrance to a patio who gives you the pre-hallway to come into the house. But before, we had columns inside, even in the hallway. We had many arches throughout the house and many arches in the view. And now the transformation is made to come to this 21st century, where what I like best of what's happening is the house, it has big frames, big bonds, which now they look into the view and they enmark the view and make it its own. So this house, instead of being in a cliff, now it's in the view. It's part of it.
Yeah.
And that's the very thing that I like best of what we did. Mm-hmm.
So back 32 years ago, when you first worked on the house, because you designed the house originally and built it.
Originally, we designed the house with another friend, Bear Binkley. Bear Binkley and I, we did the first edition of the house. Mm-hmm. And then I took over on this house, as you can see. And I'm very happy that I was able to change the bonds of the house and the ways, because the plasticity of it and the airy and the brilliance of the house, it really makes it like it is a new place. Basically.
It is, it really is. I mean, coming into the main living area where we're sitting right now, it's dramatic because, I mean, I hear the ocean right now, and it's immediately ocean, beach for miles until you see the lighthouse off in the distance.
Yeah, the view of this house is spectacular, and this house takes full advantage of it.
With all the terraces covered and uncovered, I am really impressed with this. But Alex, so you've been in the area for how long?
I've been in Cabo the last 45 years. I was the second architect who arrived to Cabo.
Jeez.
Yes, so we had seen many things. And I say I'm very happy that I was part of this transformation, because we were asked to do homes in the old style, in the, Mediterranean or Almudéjar styles. And many of the different developments, they have regulations who make you do that, per se. So you have to have a pretty good lengthy fights to even make open a little bit that style. But looks like the clients have now changed a little bit their scope of the things that they are looking for.
So 45 years ago when you came here, you were coming from where in Mexico?
I came from Mexico City.
All right.
And this place had 5,000 people.
5,000 people.
And it was incredible. As it is today, it was paradise in those days.
Mm-hmm.
No, we didn't have no pavement on the roads, but nobody needs it.
Right.
Everybody waits for the other to stop and go on. You know, these kind of things we miss nowadays.
Right.
And of course, everything was very different. We didn't have the supplies either. And we have to make up with many things.
And since you moved here 45 years ago, how many houses have you designed and built in the area?
I had the opportunity to do 170.
170 houses?
Yes. And I have seen the houses grow and change.
Like this one?
Yeah, I had the opportunity to do a very modern home early on in 1989.
1989. Where was that house located? Or
In 79, take it back.
79?
In 79, I did the most modern home here in Cabo Bello, in the top of Cabo Bello.
Oh,
and
really?
still on good shape. And then since 89, this is very interesting information, all the homes grew. They were first small homes for fishermen who came without wives to have a good time and to go fishing and so forth. But when the golf courses arrived and the wives incorporate into the action, the houses suddenly grew. Yes. So from 89, we have done homes better than 10,000 square feet.
Jeez.
So everyone.
That's incredible. And the evolution, that's interesting that they started small and they started growing in size.
Well, with the area, see, now the area has accomplished with so many things that homes like this need.
Yeah.
Yes. And
so the different communities that you built houses, give us a rundown.
Well, first, when I arrived, it was only one place to build. It was Cabo Bello. It's the only place with trust. And here, Pedregal had only the first phase. So, in fact, I did the first house with concrete here. And we took so much money to just do the excavation, just about what it cost the house.
Really?
And from there on, things start growing here in Pedregal as well. I remember when we came in horse to see these places. And
horses?
In horses, because nobody was buying them. And until the owner, Manuel, who now is coping with the Lord, he said, how about if, what do you think if we put this in $300,000 in those days? And I said, well, it would be like a Picasso.
Right.
So I live in Picasso. I said, well, let's put 500. So we were joking. And then suddenly one fellow came in and bought it. And it was, Manuel had this lot next door, Rocas Hueras, in fact, right to here.
And that was in the 80s?
Oh, that was in the 70s, late 70s, yes.
So you just put a big number and someone
Well,
bought it?
they were doing the different roads and we were in horses.
Yeah.
And the people was not that interested in cow in those days. But these places had a fantastic attraction for everyone.
So how many houses in the Pedregal would you venture to say you built?
Oh, maybe 25.
25? And have you done other houses?
I have had some diseases. Two of my homes have been disappeared. One at the very end of Pedregal.
Oh, you did the one on the end.
The one who was there before.
That's now Dacha. And
yes.
They knocked it down and built a new house.
Yes. So I cried for my house because it was very nice.
That was a very nice, nothing like buying a $12 million teardown.
Isn't it?
it's hard to see.
Well, I have only lost two of all the other ones. So yes, one in the cliff too, right there. But anyways, the rest is very good.
You've also designed and built houses in the corridor. Also.
Yes, we went from here to the corridor in the middle, now where the hotels are. And then we went to San Jose and to Puerto Los Cabos.
Puerto Los Cabos and
yes.
And what other communities, other than Cabo Bello in the corridor that you've built houses on?
Santa Carmela.
Santa Carmela.
Way back there, Palmilla.
Palmilla in San Jose.
Palmilla, many in Palmilla, because that was the hot place to be.
Yes.
Yes.
It still is. I mean, it's hard to...
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's hard to find houses there and lots to buy.
It's the natural areas are secluded and protected by nature, so they're very attractive places, yes.
So you and I met a number of years ago, but we never had a chance to work together. And so when we put this house on the market, it was in more its original state, right?
Yes.
The more traditional architecture. And 2022, the design standards and the buyer demand was a little bit, it was a lot different.
Yes.
And so you understand that, and I'm assuming that a lot of your houses and more current clients were looking for a more contemporary designed house?
If I tell you, when we all in my generation came from school, we all wanted to do modern homes. And in those days, the visitors who came here and the residents who were around to have a home, they say, if I want a modern house, I go to LA.
Yes.
I want to hear romance in the stone. So we had to go with that, and many of the developments, they did their own guidelines with those bases.
Right.
So we also did in Rancho Paraíso many homes, and we were asked to check on several developments like La Sierra and do the rules and regulations and their notifications. And I've been in consulting several places for their plannings. And I have been here with Neto in Quivira.
Right.
We did for them all the Nova España models.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. We worked with them like 3.5 years too.
When it originally was going to be the Ritz-Carlton a number of years ago.
Yes, we worked with the Ritz-Carlton group in order to approve some of the designs, yes.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for being a part of the Nick Fong podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast to get the latest updates. And if you're watching this on our social channels, please like and share. And if you want to be featured or you want me to talk on a certain topic, food, activities, culture, real estate in the Baja, drop a comment. Okay, so this house, when we started working on it, I had the idea that it would be great to have straight lines, more open spaces, eliminate as much of the archways as possible. Was that something that you thought was going to be easy or challenging?
Well, not challenging. It's easy. I have so much experience on doing these kind of things that taking a column here and there is no problem.
Yeah, but when you take out columns, structurally, you also have to
substitute them for I-beams.
Right.
Yes. But here it was so magical that we put them up and nobody knows where they are.
Right. I mean, it's amazing because there were, when we first walked into the front door, there were archways, weren't there? Or columns.
Yes, there were columns.
And it was, the flooring was dark. The whole house was dark. The wood.
The columns were here, were very bulky and dark. So they really set the house in different environment, in different emotion tone, per se. And then all the saltillo who was down and all the different tiles with the colors and decorations. It really set it like a customized home because these people, the first owners were from Texas, and they had we did a house for them first, and this house had only one bedroom because they didn't want no visitors.
This house had just one bedroom?
It used to have, we just did a provision to expand it, and then we expanded later on with the bedrooms. And back there it was something to read or something.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because people who visit the owners, most owners are very wealthy and well-to-do, and when their people visit them, they expect them, they serve them, see? And then when they did a house where everybody was sitting to have a glass of water, they say, we want to do another house, but only one bedroom.
One bedroom, can you imagine? That's incredible. Those were the original owners from Texas? Okay.
That's correct.
Well, and then were you a part of like making it from a one bedroom to a 5-bedroom house?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you've known this house the whole life of it?
Yes, of course.
And are there any other houses that you've designed and built similar to this where you've stuck with the house during its
I
whole
normally
life?
have stock with all my homes.
Really?
Yes, yes.
They're like your children.
Yeah, that's why I say I lost two.
You lost two.
That's right.
Well, Alex, are you still actively working with clients?
Yes.
And so,
Yes, I do.
aside from this project that you just completed, what other projects are you working on?
Well, now I am getting into bigger dreams. I want to be part of one marina that I design and do all the layouts for it. And we are looking for an investor to be part of that with us. And I am part of a group where we want to develop close to Pescadero, a big area.
Yes.
And as well, close to here, a big area in one of the most premium lands.
Wow.
Right here in Cabo.
Okay,
so
bigger
we want
projects.
to be part of bigger projects nowadays, yes.
Wow, that's
time flies, so we need to use wisely our knowledge.
Well, what's crazy is that you first came here in the late 70s.
And yeah, I came in 76.
I was still in diapers when you first came here. That's what's incredible.
Yes.
And that you're still impacting our market. I mean,
well, let me tell you, I have two daughters, and the two daughters are architects.
Yes.
So I impact them too. But I didn't make them be architects, so they are architects by their own, and they're very good. So, because we normally, in order to do good architecture, in my view, you need to be very knowledgeable, not only by theory, but in practice, to visit places where things are put together nice in different parts of the world.
Right.
So we went to do this, and I guess my daughters got in love with architecture. And so now they do.
Do they live in Cabo?
They live in Cabo.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. And do they work with you at all, or they have?
They worked for me 10 years, and then I guess they had enough of me, so they went to do their own. Yes.
Well, fantastic. Well, Alex, I appreciate all the work that you've done on Via La Favorita. It's a masterpiece, and it really is showing what all the possibilities are in 2023.
Well, I'm very glad that you were part of this process because you inspire our owner.
Yeah.
That we all have to work with owners,
right?
Yourselves and ourselves. And then all of this started from making a little rendering to see how this might be up to.
Yep.
And fortunately, they know me for a long time, these owners, and they say, well, do you really think whatever we do is going to be okay? And then I get my best premiums from my clients. The other day, one of them says, I was reluctant to do this, but now that I can see everything that is happening, I think I'm very glad that we start with this process. So, and that's, very beautiful comment from your client when they don't exactly know where they're going, but they say, okay, we trust you, go for it.
Well, I can say that we've worked with a lot of different architects, builders, contractors, and what has impressed me is not just the finished product, but the whole process that we've gone through has been very pleasurable working with you because you guys move very quickly.
Yes.
And a lot of times when you move quickly, mistakes happen and the quality, the end product isn't good.
Yes.
But you managed to get both.
Absolutely. These kind of homes, they need very good finishes. And, everybody looks for all the corners, and all the corners need to be attended. After the big, massive space is giving you good vibes, then the details makes it up. Yeah.
Well, Via La Favorita is now back on the market. We took it off the market during the remodel, and we're relaunching the house today. That's why you're here, and we're gonna have dozens of people walk through the house, and I'm glad you're a part of that. And
yes.
I hope that the new owner is going to continue to have you in the La Favorita family.
Well, normally I have many ideas.
Yeah.
So.
There's a lot more you can do. You were just telling me in the upper bedroom that having a terrace and a sliding door, I think that's a phenomenal idea. With the amount of space that we have in Via La Favorita and the privileged location being oceanfront and perched 250 feet above the ocean, you can't replace this.
But when you have a house like this, what you need to take care of is to provide intimate places with beautiful views and then nobody wants to go.
Yeah, they want to stay, right?
They want to stay, and that's exactly when people come with friends.
Right.
They don't have this kind of houses where this happens.
Yeah.
And that's exactly in Cabo. We need to use the weather to make it all pleasant, integrated with the area, and then everybody with sun area, and they just meet in the main level, and that's perfect. Yes.
And Villa La Favorita doesn't disappoint.
No, that's correct.
There's a lot of areas in this where we're sitting, right out front, behind us, and I appreciate everything that you've done for the house and our mutual clients.
Excellent.
All right.
Well, thank you very much.
All right.
Pleasure to be with you all.
And everyone, until the next one, bye for now.
Bye now.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Nick Fong Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Ronival Real Estate and follow Nick on Instagram at NickFong_Ronival. Ready to find your Baja dream home? Check out the latest property listings at Ronival.com or findmexicohouses.com. Hasta luego.